everybody, I am Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome! Or welcome back in case you've been here before. Today I am going to do a WIP and Chat video, so grab out whatever it is that you are working on, or just have me in the background, whatever it is that you want, and let's have a ramble, shall we? So today I am, as per basically usual, I am working on The Beast by Mandy Manzano. This is the image. I am, as you see, starting at the rose, so I'm about there somewhere. Yeah, this one is 137 centimeter long, and yeah, so I am there somewhere, but I've already done this part. So just need to do this little bit. So we're finally getting somewhere. But yeah, it's a long project. But I hope to have it finished either by the end of this year or the beginning of next. Will all depend a bit on how everything goes, as per usual. So, yeah. First off, how are you all doing? I hope you had a wonderful 2 weeks, because yeah, it all got a bit crazy, and yeah. I had planned on a moment to film, but yeah, last week on Monday, my son decided he didn't want to sleep, and on Tuesday, my husband decided to forget his work jacket, so he needed to come back, and yeah, by the time he got back, there wasn't time left to film, so yeah, that went all up in smokes. But oh well, that's yeah, all added up to the craziness of these past 2 weeks, because had been something. Had been quite crazy, so yeah. Sorry if the lighting isn't too good today. I only have, well, my daylight at the moment, but it is quite cloudy at the moment, so yeah. So yeah, I can't make much out of something that isn't there, and if I would turn on the overhead light, it would be also a mess, I think. So yeah. But let's be honest, most people, when you're having a WIP and Chat on, are working on something themselves. So in case you are not and you are watching at the screen, I am sorry for the bad lighting today, but oh well. Yeah, let's have a ramble and talk about all the craziness that happened over the past 2 weeks. So, yeah, where to start except for the beginning? Let's just try to go in order of when everything happened. So, 2 weeks ago I talked to you, and I believe I already said then that the day after I filmed, because I normally film on a Monday, today is also again Tuesday, so yeah, already not going as planned, but oh well. But yeah, I said that my husband had a ceremony from work because he received one of his medals. He got a medal for basically being in the Navy for 12 years. So yeah, we had that ceremony on Tuesday. It was December 6th. I do know the only reason is because they had a different ceremony along together with it. They just combined it because normally they don't do the, what's the word? like onderofficieren, it's called here, like the ranks just below the officers. So below officers? I don't know. I don't know the proper term for it, but normally they only do the officers because that's the date that, well, it takes. And if you heard that coughing noise, that was my neighbor. So, but yeah, normally always on December 6th, the Officierenkruis, the officers' cross, is reached out, and that is of the officers that are in service for a certain amount of time. The first medal they get is when they are in service for 15 years. And then every 5 years they get a new number on it. So by the first time they have the medal, the following years they get, well, the following 5 years, because it every 5 year, I believe, change, they get a different letter on it. So yeah, but that's by tradition only on the 6th of December that they give them. But this time they also put it along with the ranks lower than that, of, well, the non-officers. So, yeah. My color, there. I was searching for a color and couldn't find it. So, can you actually see what I'm doing? You should be. So, but yeah, the ranks, well, the medals are for the officers, or then, as I said, the officers' cross, and because from tradition the officers got a glass of Jenever. I don't know exactly which drink it is. One of the really strong liquor thingies, I don't know. But that's the reason why many people also call that one a Jeneverkruis. People by now are lucky, and it is now a bottle and not just a glass. At least lucky if you drink it, but oh well. But yeah, so my husband got his medal for 12 years service. But before that, things already got down south, because we got a call from the school our daughter goes to, actually like on the way to drop off our son at his grandparents, so the in-laws, so that we could go. And yeah, we got a call from the school that our daughter had an accident. So if we wanted to pick her up, because on playing time, playground, apparently one of the other kids her age threw a rock and it landed on her head. I haven't seen the stone, but apparently when I spoke to the teacher on the phone, it was a pretty decent size. And because it was her head, they were like, we rather have her come home so you can watch out for her for in case anything happens. But she had a pretty decent bump on her head, and yeah, she didn't cry or anything, they said. I was like, then it either must have hurt really bad or it was not as bad, apparently. She was very white for a few minutes and for a time, and when we got there she started to have color back. So yeah, that was quite something. We were in the car and we were like, okay, let's drop off our son first, then we come back and then we'll see how everything goes. So yeah, husband was in his full good outfit from work. And yeah, so we stood there in the school. We're like, yeah, and now what? So teacher was like, well, again, because it's sorry if you heard that, cat is going crazy. And a cat that is going crazy is Lucian. But yeah, they said again, like, because it was her head, they were like, they rather have that we took her home, or in this case, took her to her grandparents. Just also because they have more kids in the class and they can't only pay attention to her daughter, obviously. But like, it's, yeah, if something goes south, they have more work in getting her to example an hospital or something than we would have. So yeah, I am glad that they decided it, but it's luckily it didn't come to that. She was happy, and she had a bump on her head, a lump there for a few days. She did have a wound, just a small one, not too much, just a little scab. But yeah, still was no fun. Still scared the living daylight out of me. Well, not the living daylight out of me. Could be way worse, but when they called, it was like, well, yeah. Just like she didn't know what to say, I was like, just spit it out already. I want to know what happened. Because the way she started, I was like, what happened? Did you need to call an ambulance or something? Because, yeah, that was the first thing I was thinking of, because she didn't want to spit it out. But luckily it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that we needed to go to the hospital or something, so that was all good. But yeah, it was something. Day after, she came back from school and she had a drawing with her from school, because she was able to go the day after, so yeah. But she got a drawing from the kid that threw the rock, like, from so-and-so for so-and-so. I'm sorry, I threw the rock and hurt you. So that was really cute. I was like, at least they do something to let the kids see that what they did isn't good. Because, yeah, it was also like a 4 or 5-year-old kid, just like my daughter. We don't exactly know what happened. I don't know if the school even knows exactly. But yeah, it could be that just the kid didn't think of the fact that it could hurt. Or he was throwing it somewhere without seeing that my daughter was in the area, and my daughter just decided to run in front of him and got hit like that. But yeah, so every once in a while, the entire afternoon, I just kept looking at my phone to see if I had like a message or something from the in-laws saying that she fell over or something, that she lost consciousness or she threw up or whatever. But all kept going good, so texted her teacher when we got back, like, hey, looks like she's all fine. She is just playing, so yeah, should be back tomorrow. So yeah, but it was something. It was really something. The whole day was something, but yeah. Yeah, so after that, we dropped her as well off at the in-laws, and then drove to the place where the ceremony was. Just had a good time there. Had the ceremony, got like the explanation of from where both of the medals originate. Apparently the Officers' Cross are a bit newer, than the ones my husband got, because the one my husband got issued by King Wilhelm I, and the Officers' Cross by King Wilhelm II. But yeah, was fun. Still took a long time. They also, I don't know how the term is exactly actually, but promoted somebody. I think that's the best word. He got a higher rank. And the nice part was because he was already one of the people that had one of those officers cross, well, upgrades. He got a new number. Don't know which number. Excuse me. Phone is ringing. Hold on. And I'm back. Don't need to forget to put both videos after each other, because otherwise you miss half. But yeah, that was my dad that was calling for like what to do with Christmas. So yeah, need to call him back in the evening to see what else, because yeah, I am not the only one who is deciding here in the household, because yeah. Yeah, and he also didn't know like what's open for like restaurants, or if we are going to do something at home or whatever. The only thing we know is that we drive to my parents, and that's about it. But yeah, now to remember what I was talking about. Don't know what, I only know that it was something about the ceremony my husband had. So yeah, I'm just keeping in touch with that one. So yeah. So, oh yeah, I was saying that the one that got promoted, that was it. See, my memory sometimes works. If you hear that noise, sorry, it is my air conditioning on heating, and it is quite loud. But yeah, so the person that got promoted, one of his kids also is in the military. He's in the Air Force, so yeah. He got promoted by his son and his wife, because apparently his wife is in the marechaussee, something like a, don't want to say border, it's not border security, but it's the ones that you many times see at like airports and stuff, but I don't know exactly what they do, because that's not my part that I deal with, so. But yeah, so normally he got a star extra, so he was a general, so normally it's co-workers that pin the extra star on, but this time it was for one shoulder his son and the other shoulder his wife. So that was a nice thought. And then also his son and daughter-in-law, or daughter and son-in-law, was one of the two. They got to shower him, sort of, because apparently it is a tradition to put some beer on somebody because of the promotion. So they each got a bottle of beer, and they went pretty nice. They just put a little bit on his shoulders, a little bit in his neck, because they were basically told to do that. But yeah, they had just like a quarter of a bottle poured into his suit. Let's call it like that. And then another general, like the top general that was there, and one of the other people who were also officers came, and like one of them just put the bottle, I believe it even was the general that put the bottle inside the collar of his neck and just tipped it over. So completely tipped it down his neck. And the other one poured it even over his head and stuff. So yeah, it was fun to see. But I'm glad it isn't me. And yeah, for the under officers, medals, there were 3 of them. All 3 were Navy, so that was fun. So yeah, because the placements for the medals were organized like for Army, Air Force, and marechaussee, and also Navy all together. So it's just one ceremony and not one for every thing. So yeah, there were 4 medals and 3 of them were Navy, so that was something. But yeah, what I really liked about it was the fact that they at least tried to say something about the people. But yeah, my husband told that it was basically a self-promoting thing because they were asked to send in something, and my husband was basically didn't react like, yeah, or if you want to say something nice about me, that at least that's what he said to me, not to the person who asked, but he was like, if you want to say something nice about me, ask my co-workers and not me. Because let's be honest, that's just strange if you need to say about yourself like what did you do all and what and stuff like that, because the service record is public, at least inside of the Navy, so they can see it. It's not that they don't know where you've been, where you've served, how long you've been in your recent position, how long, what you've all done before and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to self-promote myself. They can look it up if they want to, so yeah. Am I even filming? Yes, I am. Good, nice. I was for a second thinking that I didn't push the record button. But yeah, so after they did the people that deserved their medals, they got bouquets of flowers. And they were for the spouses. Not everybody had a spouse with it, because all of the recipients were men, so they're not women, but this time they were only men. But yeah, so for the medals was like 12 years service and 24 years service, I believe, because it's years of 12, no clue why, but those medals are like bronze is 12, what my husband got. The others had, two of them had silver, which is 24, and one even got 36, so he got a gold one. So, wow. But yeah, after each recipient got their medal, they went to the wives to give them a bouquet of flowers. I was like, nice. But yeah, that's what they all said. Like when we had like a bit of a party later, we talked to the people, like the higher ranking ones that gave the medals and stuff, and they were also saying that like, well, without a home front, we don't have a front. So yeah, it was really nice that they still, even though it was about the people in the Navy, in the armed forces, let's call it like that they still took a little bit of time out for the people behind the armed forces. Because yeah, I do know that when my husband went to Somalia, he had a NATO mission, the Ocean Shield. And I do know that when they had the information like on forehand, because like where to send your post to, how everything goes, if there something happens, what the protocols are. So basically like an information day. They had an entire home front committee. And yeah, they were all saying like, well, without a home front, you don't have a front. Because if everything goes bad at home, nothing goes good at the front. So yeah, not only do you need to pay attention to the soldier, but as well as the kids, the wife, and all the other family, or even the parents, in case still only single and is only with the parents. So yeah, so that was nice. So I got a big bouquet of flowers. It was like this big. It was really big. I was kind of impressed by the size. If it was just one simple flower, I still would have been appreciated. The only downfall for me was there were lilies in it, and that is pretty poisonous for cats. So we opted to give it to my mother-in-law. She was like, well, you can also pick them just out. I was like, yeah, and then I need to throw out that, and I can also give it to you if you want to have them. Because then all the flowers get some use. And still, it was such a large bouquet, I had also no place to put it. that's the thing, it's like, it's really appreciated, but yeah. Not that I would turn down a gift, because it's still the thought that counts, but yeah, sometimes it's easier like this. She would have done the other way around, so yeah. Still grateful, still really love it, and yeah. So yeah, I'm rambling on about that for long enough. But yeah, after that, we wanted to go to the in-laws, get some food to, we got to a restaurant to bring some food, to pick it up, to get takeaway. That was the word I was looking for. We got to the restaurant that we were planning to, and they were closed because they were renovating, and we're like, what the actual flip? So we needed to call, like, hey, the Chinese place that we wanted to go to is closed. They're renovating. What now? So in the end, we decided to, in the village that my parents-in-law live, to get there some French fries. So we, in our nice dress up, not that it was really fancy, but in our fancier clothes, we walked into a, yeah, French fry place, frying stuff thingy. So that looked very out of place, but when we drove up, it looked very dark, so we're like, oh no, you're not going to be kidding me. This one isn't closed also as well, is it? But it ended out to be just open, so whew, crisis averted. So yeah. That was all one day, so yeah, that was a day that I was glad to have done with. It was fun, but, or at least part of it was fun. The rock incident wasn't as fun, but no worries, daughter is all good. Bump is healed, scratch is gone. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a busy day. It was so crazy those 2 weeks that I have everything put down, because otherwise I forget like half. So yeah, and last weekend, and also, when was it? The week before somewhere. At least on, I believe the day after we had the ceremony. So it was either Wednesday, and otherwise it was Thursday of that week. We had snow. It was just a tiny amount. It was just enough for the daughter to sort of walk to school through the snow. But last Saturday, there was pretty decent amount of snow, and it stayed pretty long. The day after was still some coverage on some places that didn't have much sunlight and stuff, so, or at least not like the warmth of it. So it was a pretty decent amount of snow. So the kids and my husband played outside in the snow on last Saturday, because yeah, we don't get that much snow here, so whenever they are off and there is at least enough to make at least a few snowballs, yeah, we try to use the opportunity. So that time I used to do some backup cleaning, because I had a lot of backup cleaning, a lot, because last Wednesday my husband had his Christmas lunch at work. And me being the baker, as always, well, basically my husband told me to, but, well, not told me to, but asked if I would do it. And if I have an opportunity to bake, I would. So, yeah, I made some chocolates, but I highly overestimated my ability to time manage everything with the kids around and stuff. And not everything went according to plan. So I have spent 3 days making chocolates. So yeah, after those 3 days, I was chocolated out a bit. Yeah, it was something. But yeah, so the rest of the week, I have been dealing with leftover housework without trying to do so much that my body completely is like, well, F it, and I'm doing nothing because, yeah, my stomach still is annoying the living daylight out of me. Yeah, that's something, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, so also not last Saturday, but the week before, the first weekend of December, or at least the first full weekend of December, we put up our Christmas decorations. So that's all done for at least a few weeks. We haven't got a tree this year, so we put some Christmas balls and some garlands and stuff. We put it all up in the ceiling and all around our lamps and curtain rods and stuff like that. So no tree this year because the one we have is just too big for the place we want to put it. So yeah, because the tree we have is 1 meter 80 high and like, I believe like 92 centimeters wide or something, so it's quite big. And the place where we want to put it is like 40-50 centimeters in width, so yeah, it will not fit. So we decided to opt out of a tree this year and be like, well, tough luck, next year try again. So yeah, this year we decided to go for purple and gold because we have a ton of different colors. Namely, we have black, silver, gold, red, blue, purple, and black. So every year we can decide what we want and what combination we want to make. We had black and silver, we had gold and red, we had now gold and purple, we had black and black and silver, I already said. I wanted to say blue and silver. And I believe we also had a year blue and red. So, yeah, if I'm correct at least. Might also be totally wrong, but yeah, we'd like to have some options. At least we're in the Christmas spirit for now. Not that I have much planned. I don't know for sure if I will have a video up next week, since it is Christmas and stuff. So I might do a video with like Dutch Christmas thingies and do that for the weekend, but depends all on how everything goes with planning and stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of stuff I want to do at the moment, so it's all depending on whatever everything works. So yeah, might do like a video of, as I said, like the traditions and translations of Dutch words. So if you have a Dutch Christmas word you would like to know, let me know and I'll put it in the list. I did have a video about it last year, so if you're looking in my WIP and Chat list, there's one somewhere with Dutch Christmas stuff. So yeah. But yeah, as I said, with my stomach stuff, for the people that have been here before, you might already know, well, you most likely know because I tell it often enough. I have an umbilical hernia. I have been to a surgeon for this beginning of the year. I was approved for surgery, but with recovering and stuff and my kids being pretty little, at least at the time, we decided to not to, because yes, it hurts like hell at times, but it was manageable. But lately it got way worse and I was like, well, especially since I had a cold a few weeks back. I had a cold for like about 2 weeks, 1.5, 2 weeks. And basically every evening I was in bed for a month. Well, in bed on the couch, because there I could lay back a little bit more and I couldn't diamond paint in the evening at the table. So that's why I also need to make some action and do, well, another few parts of the time lapses, because yeah, I haven't been filming as much. And I've done with this part, so yay, another piece done. But yeah, so a few weeks back I was like, I'm totally done with this. I want to have it fixed. So yeah, I called the hospital like, hey, so and so, I do now want to have the operation, and yeah, can you make it happen? So basically they said it can be, but because it was a pretty long time ago that I went there, they want me to have another visit with the surgeon just to check it out again, like see if it changed anything and stuff like that. So yeah, that happened last Friday. Basically, my husband went with me. We waited for like 10-15 minutes in a waiting room. We were 5 minutes with surgeon and could get down to the Department of Planning, and now I'm on a waiting list. So yeah. I have already filled in a form like with everything for like my previous experiences with operations and stuff, which is only 2, namely my C-sections, and if I was nauseous with any of them and stuff like that, and if I have anything like a medical disease or shortness of breath, of anything that can have complications for surgery. Something did pop up, and most likely because for both my C-sections, I was nauseous, and with my son I even threw up, but so yeah, that's the thing they need to watch out for. So I will have a phone call with the anesthesiology department for like further instructions and stuff, and for them to know most likely like what exactly happened, so they know what the signs are for me. Because obviously when I'm completely under for the surgery and I'm completely out, they don't want me throwing up without them knowing that it might be a pretty decent possibility. Then they obviously would like to know beforehand. Because yeah, that would not be great. I don't think they would like that. I would not like that much either. So yeah, they needed to, I think at least that's exactly where it's for, but at least they call me with my daughter, because it was planned C-section. I also needed to go to the anesthesiology department, words, but then I needed to go physically to the hospital at like 38 weeks pregnant, which was not fun, because as always they take a lot of time, and then they needed to have blood work done, and those bleeps forgot a thing or two, so I needed to go in a week later again. Yeah, not fun. I think during the last like 4 or 5 weeks of my pregnancy, they checked for blood type 4 times. And I'm like, why? It's not gonna change. But yeah, that's here nor there. I'm able to rant on about that for a long time, so I'm not going to do it this time. So I already know that they will do that again when I'm in the hospital for surgery. But that would most likely would have to wait, because my husband asked as well, and to the surgeon as to the planning department how long the waiting list was. Surgeon said about 2 months, planning department said 3 to 4, so I most likely will have to wait a bit, because yeah, it's not a urgent care. I don't have priority. It's just for me to not have pain, because yeah, it hurts like hell. Every time I cough or sneeze, basically my intestines try to come out of me. But yeah, I don't like that very much. I like them back where they belong. So yeah. So most likely in March or April somewhere, I will be out for at least a week because surgery and the 2 or 3 days after, at least the 3 days after, surgeon already said that I could be in a hell of a lot of pain, so I get a hefty dose of painkillers. And yeah, so I already know to expect a lot of pain. And yeah, I'm not going to film a WIP and Chat or anything when I am in that much pain that I need to have multiple doses of painkillers a day. So yeah, we'll see by that time how it goes. But yeah, I have 2-3 days that I'm basically out for, and then I can do basically whatever I want as long as I don't lift too heavy weights, aka my kids. Because yeah, it is like a, what is it, like a, here we call it a kijkoperatie, a look operation, where they basically don't fully cut you open but use like the tools from, and they work somewhere from my side. And yeah, so, but I do have 3 incisions if I'm remembering correctly. I believe they said 3 and otherwise it was 2. So yeah, it is in my side, and when I'm diamond pinning, I'm bending forward a bit. So it's for me also a case of like, how quick can I handle the wounds that cause me otherwise pain? Because if I can handle it for an hour, I am only diamond pinning for an hour and not 3, because I don't want to risk being out for the day after. So yeah, that's all open for debate, but oh well. But yeah, I guess I'm rambling on for long enough. I'm already done with the section. I still actually have a thing going on, but that's not very important. That's just a debacle with my sink. So I'll just include that for next week because it's not done for. So next week or the week after or whenever I'm doing my next WIP and Chat. So yeah, I hope you liked the long rambliness for the WIP and Chat. Most of you know me, I think, but yeah, last week's I had a lot of people join my channel and also my Facebook because of the event Movies and Diamond. So in case you are not very familiar with me and you still have made it this far, thank you, because I know I'm crazy and rambly and stuff. So yeah, to all the people that recently joined, a very, very, very big thank you for you, and for all the people that are longer here, an even bigger thank you, because you still, yeah, listen to me. I don't know why, but yeah, you are a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person for listening to me. So yeah, I have to get going now because it's almost time for me to get the son out of bed to pick up the daughter. So yeah, and it's raining, so yay. Don't look forward to it. Kids will like it because they can walk under the umbrellas, but oh well. I'm not liking it, it's way too wet. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at this because, yeah, long enough rambling for now. So yeah, again, I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked it, I guess you do since you made it this far, but would you please consider hitting on that thumbs up button? And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing because, yeah, as every creator I think tells you, it helps out for, yeah, letting the channel grow and, yeah, all the good stuff. So, yeah. Again, I hope you liked this video and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.